I'm standing in St. Mary's Cemetery in Mississauga, Ontario. Here for family reasons, but also to tell you a little story. A reminder that history happens in those small moments as well as the big ones. And also because, well, I may be the only one who knows this story. And I don't want it to die with me. And not that I'm in danger of dying at the moment, though I'm in the right place for it. But some things deserve to be preserved. Now, this cemetery, it was founded, I don't know the exact year, but the priest at the time, and well, his grave is over there, it's hard to make out, but you see, he didn't exactly follow Catholic tradition with this cemetery, because normally the entire cemetery is consecrated, and that way, for the burial of Catholics in here. But that creates occasionally problems and tensions, because only Catholics can be buried here, and only Catholics who die in communion with the Church can technically be buried here. And so if you have, say, for example, a couple who had a mixed faith marriage, well, the Catholic can be buried here, but the other one cannot. And also suicides. Now, what the priest did at the time was he didn't consecrate the cemetery at all. Instead, he consecrated each grave before the burial, so that all the Catholics could lie in consecrated ground, but also if they had non-Catholic family members, they could lie with them, and that would save the trouble and the tension and the heartache caused by breaking up families in moments like these. Now, I know this because my grandfather was actually the first grave digger here. He was a very close friend of the priest who set this place up. They were very close. And all these older graves, like if you look over here, these are all dug by hand with a shovel. Possibly the saddest grave he dug is it's out here, somewhere in front of the gates. I think it might be there, but it could be over on this side. I'm not certain. And that's the story I want to tell. So, there was at the time, I don't know how many years ago, 70, 80, 90 years ago, there was a family in the area, and the father of the family was what my mother referred to as a street angel and a house devil. In other words, he put out a respectable, decent facade when he was out in public. But at home, in private, he was a monster. His son might have been 14, may have been as old as 16, endured the abuse of this animal as long as he could. But ultimately, he killed himself. And at the time he died, the priest who set up this cemetery was away. And there was another priest filling in for him. And he commanded that this boy could not be buried in consecrated ground. My grandfather went to him and argued with him that the ground was not consecrated and that it was only done on a grave-by-grave basis. But the priest wouldn't believe him and said he sees no evidence that this cemetery wasn't consecrated. And so he ordered my grandfather to bury him outside the cemetery, along here somewhere. He wept as he did so, in sorrow and pity for the boy, frustration that he couldn't get the priest to listen to him or believe him. When the old priest returned, he was shocked to hear what had happened, but by then it was too late to do anything about it. It never occurred to him that the priest replacing him wouldn't listen to his good friend. The boy's out here somewhere. All but forgotten. I wouldn't even tell me his name. For some reason, she felt so deeply about it, she didn't want to bring that up. Anyway, I hope he found the peace and death he never had in life.